Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. I'm here with a pretty large group today. We're going to be trading Tesla, and today we are actually going to be trading the escalator strategy. It's rare that we get to do that. We will be using general principles of the RV strategy when we trade this, but it is definitely an escalator strategy stock today. So I'll show you how I set it up for that. Basically, the way Tesla's moving, there wasn't a lot of things we could do. Well, sometimes it makes it easier, and I will be taking out some of the new tweaks I've done on some of these new custom scripts so I can see how they're going to work. It's great because I won't be having support and resistance lines based on the RV strategy, which I'd rather be trading because that makes so much money, but the escalator strategy could do pretty good too, so we'll see how we do today. Please read this disclaimer. I am not a licensed financial advisor. Please seek the advice of someone you trust before you try to emulate any of these trading demonstrations or styles or any strategies that I show here. Get somebody licensed that you can trust. So we'll be trading 1,000 shares. It's a pretty large group, like I said up here. There's Charlie's over here. She's handling the chat. Alan's behind us working on his projects. More people in the studio. So it's a pretty big studio. People are excited about trading the escalator strategy today. I'm going to show you how I set that up with this, which is considered to be the perfect layout for scalping that I have right here, that I've made available on many videos. So just look back a few. I know that the channel's in the middle of being episodic as it's getting picked up to be like a television show, so they're changing everything into seasons, and other people are handling that. I'm not sure how far along it is. Supposed to be able to read the existing episodes, which are 200 and whatever, 60 of them, still go back and find them, but also get used to maybe reading each season with each episode, which will range between 20 and 40 episodes per season. Obviously, early on in the year, I think we're up to season 12 or 13. Early on, there were just a couple of episodes because I was just starting to just learn what to do with YouTube, and I'm a dinosaur, so it took a while. So basically what we have here, this is a 1 minute chart here. This is the famous scalping indicator, which is available for free on this channel. I scripted it myself. The green are the buyers, the red are the sellers, the blue column is the volume. Okay, so this is like an amazing indicator. You're going to want to get it. So just type in free scalping indicator or free indicators. You're going to come up with 10 different custom scripts that I've done, that I own, that I'm giving away for free. Now I'm continuing to develop new scripts. Not all of them are going to be on this channel because other people are purchasing them to promote their channels, as you know, like for instance the $1 Million Margin Club. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to be giving them away if you review their books. There was just somebody here earlier today talking about this. I wanted to make sure that there was a way to get them free. So I think that's exciting. But they're all about growing their book sales and their channel. So I think other people are wanting to get them as well. So we'll see. I am a script writer, and since I'm a trader, a professional trader, I can come up with some good ideas. Right now it's for Thinkorswim. I will be doing TradingView as well for all the people waiting. I got to catch up on all the orders I have for Thinkorswim, so I'm doing that right now. So besides that, we have a minimized day chart down here. This is the active trader here. This is the level 2. This is a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, a 5-minute chart minimized. These 3 charts are minimized: 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour. Now I used to open those a lot, but because of this new multi-chart alignment indicator that I have up here that says 5M, 15M, 30M, 1H, and 4H, that is showing you in real time what those candles closed at on those charts. So you can quickly look up when you get looking for multi-chart alignment, and you can see what they're doing, and you'll see how they're closed here. Now I've just changed this again because it looked a little busy, and what I've done is I've taken away where it climbed up here and said all the different times. You can know that anything in a 15-minute line has a 5-minute. Anything in a 4-hour line, which was over here, is going to have the 1 hour, the 30-minute, the 50-minute, and 5-minute all changed on that exact location. These are set at 5-minute increments, so everyone is at least a 5-minute. And you can see, because looking over what other people are looking at is so important when you're trading, particularly for the escalator strategy. Now the RV strategy covered in Day Trading Volume 1, which I have a link to, which everybody's making so much money on, and it's hard to tear away from trading it every day. It runs a lot on support and resistance lines, whereas the escalator strategy really doesn't. It's a retest of the ATR, but we do have Fibonacci levels. We have Fibonacci retracements, and we have Fibonacci extensions. That's what it goes on, as well as 90 days back, up to 90 days back, which I did not do. I just did the extensions. I really want to take out these new indicators I have for a run here. Let me just make sure this is, no, it's not. Let me get that changed right now. So that was on one day. This should be on today. So this is my new indicator here, which is basically called the market magnet. I have officially named it. And this is set on a 50% peak and trough rather than a 70%. And it does have, which seems to be hitting more often on a 1 minute chart with large caps. So that was based on back testing and changing that slightly. And we have the high band and the low band. For those of you familiar with the broad volume profile, the magnet, it tells me a lot of information along with these arrows. So I'm going to be using that today along with the multi-chart alignment, along with the extensions. And this is the top of typically, well, I'll tell you how you set up an extension in a minute, and along with the scalping indicator too. So you'll see me call these things out for everybody. I'll be quarterbacking, but obviously everybody is responsible for their own trades. So I went over all these different minimized charts because I'm telling you that when I do the RV strategy, when I do the open strategies, the 5 different open strategies, there's a link to that book from the $1 Million Margin Club also on this video, as well as the pattern playbook, candlestick pattern playbook, which is the only one that rates the patterns. I know there's a lot of good pattern playbooks out there. I mean candlestick pattern books. I own a whole bunch of them. When that one came out, it really changed things for me, and it changed things for a lot of beginners because you can see how accurate, based on so many different experts, which are called out in the book, all of their data combined with the $1 Million Margin Club, what is the accuracy of these patterns. So that one, Day Trading Volume 2, the Candlestick Pattern Playbook, there's a link to, and another one that's a puzzle book that kind of goes with it. Don't forget to look for the companion books for Day Trading Volume 1 and Day Trading Volume 4, the open strategies, which has the Holy Grail strategy. So now everybody here is trading those, a lot of the professional traders, the prop firms. I mean, finding an open strategy that works as well as the ones that are called out in Day Trading Volume 4 is incredible. It's really a game changer. We pretty much trade them every morning, but when you have a strategy like the RV strategy, which changed everything last March, a year ago this March, when that book came out and became a bestseller, it's the first book that did a large cap range-bound strategy, really changed things for people. So I would, if you're new, I would look into those. Also, Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas, you're going to want to, he really helps you keep your confidence when you're trading and understand the probabilities of trading. Any trade can go against you, as well as Tom Hougaard's Best Loser Wins. So I put books that I believe in up there. They're linked. If you want, that's great. And you can get them all on Amazon and stuff. That's it for my advertisement. But the custom scripts all here are free. The layouts, everything here is free. And of course, showing all these strategies with professional traders is hopefully a knowledge you can use, because our goal here at Day Trading for Success is to try to have you make $100 a day, $200 a day, maybe $500 a day or more. When you see the numbers that we trade here, don't get disheartened. Obviously, you know, we've made the PDT rule, and we trade with a lot of people that have over $250,000 in their account that they can margin up to $1 million. So you'll see large share size being traded. We have one rule here that when they're trading with me, they have to all trade the same share size, and we all have to trade market. Some find that as a disadvantage. Some find it as an advantage because they know that Charles Schwab on Thinkorswim is going to fill with a 2.7 times liquidity based on their own little dark pool, their own market dark pool. So we get filled, but we don't get the best deal. Usually, if you're buying, would usually be on the ask. If you're selling, would usually be on the bid. The key for trading, when actually I'm not even gonna. What I'm gonna do is, I did this before. I'm just gonna get rid of the level 2 here, because we are trading a large cap, And it's counterintuitive in some ways, but in other ways, it's almost distracting for the strategies that we're trading today. So how do we set this up? Because we're about to start in just a minute. Large caps, the level 2 barely affects large caps. Remember, the level 2, the numbers they show on Thinkorswim, you have to multiply the number by 100, okay? And then you have to remember that over 50%, between 50 and 70%, aren't even showed in that data. So you're not really, if you're making a decision based on that data, it's kind of unfair for the trader, and the high frequency algorithms are really controlling everything, and they're hiding all of their numbers, and they say that's 70% of the market. So, and then, remember also when you're trying to get filled that Thinkorswim, Charles Schwab takes care of it 2.7 times whatever. When you do the math time 100, then multiply that by 2 times 7, 2.7, and then in 0.2 of a second, and then you get filled. So there's so much to go by on the level 2 that really doesn't matter much on the large cap, that I put it there because I'm used to trading momentum stocks for years, and I can't get away from looking at level 2 to see the price. But really, it's right here for me because this is what the market maker is going to give me. That's what I really need to care about with these types of strategies. Not every strategy, guys, these types of strategies. So as with any strategy, most likely you're going to use your ATR, high and low, or some sort of an ATR. How we did that is we looked at yesterday's close. We saw that at $227.20 to the right of my picture up there. And then we looked at the ATR, an average 2 range over a 14-day period. And that was $10.32, so roughly it was $5.16. That when you divide it by 2, you add half of it from the close of this candle to get the ATR high. You subtract half to get the ATR low. And here are your numbers for that right now. So that's the range we're supposed to figure that we would trade in. But look what happened. It's out of the range already. So it made a big jump. Tesla did. And now we're above it, and we can't use any of the data we would normally use for that amazing RV strategy. So now we're up here. So now what do? We're trending, right? So how do you trade a trend? Well, we're kicking into a strategy called the Escalator strategy that we trade on this that's highly successful. You look for a retest of the ATR, then you look for a blowout. So it's already done that. Well, it kind of didn't do that. So if it comes back, it hasn't done that yet, actually, but it did. It's just trending up is what it's doing. So how do we find levels? What are these levels? So I did the normal 5-minute, 10-day Fibonacci retracement here. And that basically what that did is that set, Fibonacci retrace, that set up my extension levels, because you want to start the extension at the top of the Fibonacci, okay, the last Fibonacci level. So I basically went from a low, got up to there to call it my high, and then I extended the Fibonacci extensions. And then they ride above the action, the predicting action of what's going to happen. So I'm going to be using those almost entirely along with multi-chart alignment and the scalpers indicator. And of course, candlestick patterns are ever important to me. So I'll be using those as well. We do have a studio cat here that I'm sure is going to make their presence known at some point. There's actually 2 here right now, but so Shiitake has a friend. But anyway, so if you see a tail, that's what you're seeing. So we have about 4 minutes, guys, before we start to trade. I'm looking at this action, and I'm excited about making a move. It kind of depends on what happens here. So I'll be calling out the trades in just a minute. But again, everybody takes their own trades here. As you can see, the buyers have dropped down on the scalpers indicator, and the sellers kind of took over with this move. So you had a dragonfly or a hangman, you might call it there, another one here, showing a reversal sign on the 1 minute. Let me get the 5-minute blown up here. So I didn't use any of the other 4-hour, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, anything to mark these, because we're just going strictly by retracement and extensions in the ATR levels to trade this, and then the indicators. So there's my magnet right there, which is kind of stopping it. It's always going to gravitate toward that or that's gravitating toward the price action in actuality. But I like to look at it the other way, like everything here is alive, and it really helps me sense the next movements. Now, I always say I hate it when somebody says, I felt the stock was going to do that. I'm not making my moves based on a feeling. I'm making my moves on that I can see the future based on these indicators and the support and resistance levels that I have marked. That's why I take a trade, and I can explain every single trade. And if you see one I've made that you don't get, email me about it. My email information's on the channel, and ask me, why did you go in and out there? Because you should clearly understand it. That's my goal. And now some trades are not very good and nebulous, and I'm just waiting. I'm just gonna force a trade. That does happen, but it's based on something. I mean, this is banging on the 20 moving average here. Here's the 9. Here's our magnet right here. Our multi-chart alignment is all green. So overall, I'm going to default to a long play. I'm going long. Like right now, as this stair steps down, I'm waiting for it to reverse at any moment. You see how the volume's going down with the sellers. This is why the scalping indicator is so good. It's already starting to make a turnaround here. I think it's about to go up. So I'm actually going to get in this move fairly quickly here. Let's just see. I might go in a little bit early, guys, depending on if this might have already missed the turnaround here. I'm looking for maybe a little bit further dip to get into this. If it goes back down toward the 20 maybe, the 20 EMA. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to take that right there. What did I get that at? 46, and then it dropped to 32. All right, so there's my open position right now with 1,000 shares. So Thinkorswim did a good job clearing me, giving me my, filling my shares is what I'm trying to say. What are you doing? Here, let's not do that. Hopefully other people in the studio will stop her from destroying it. So now this has turned green, which is good. Now, it could keep stair-stepping down, but I'm not thinking that it will. Overall, we are playing this to trend up. Look at the MACD, look at the 15, look at the 5. It's starting to look what's happening here on the scalping indicator, 90, 80, 90. So when you see those kind of numbers, you know you're in a good move. So I'm going to be reversing probably near this. I'm going to use the retracement level if it makes it that high. It stopped here before. So I am going to be looking at other levels where it lost its way a little bit. So that's at 37.24. Is it going to break through that? I'm holding my cursor over so you can see the crosshairs on that price action. It did stop right there, kind of where these did. So I am a little worried about I don't want to really ride that back down and lose this $500 trade. So let's just see what happens. Nope, it's breaking it. Looks like it's going to break it. Also, so it pulled up the magnet. So when it does that, it's like a jump. That's why this indicator is so good right here. So when that pushes upward, it's like a springboard for this. So it's one more thing that's telling me stay in longer. Anything in the 70s and up here, stay in longer. So everything, multi-chart alignment, stay in longer. So now 1 minute's going to mess with you. But remember, this just pulled up. These arrows just went up, and we are playing it long. So overall, although I don't like to see this, but the volume is higher right now, so we need the volume. Okay, so unfortunately, that's a candlestick that is telling us indecision. So that is a spinning top at the top of that 1 minute. But this did get weaker on the 5. So the 15 showing its first bit of green. The MACD is coming down just a little bit. So I am a little worried holding this too much longer into a long position unless it gives me some more movement like it's supposed to have done already. I did have a tiny trade here, which is why these are off slightly before we started. There we go. So did it break that level? Still just stopping right at this level. Something's going on at that level. So let's see what happens here, guys. This is descending down with the buyers. It's not good. So it might be looking for another pullback before it goes up. So I'm just waiting to see this out. I'll try to catch the dip if it dips down. It's an $800 trade. Still going up. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to look to reverse at that retracement area, depending on how hard it hits it, at least to try to catch something and bank what I have. And let's see how if these retracements are going to be respected. You saw how I set it up. That's how you're supposed to set up. Extensions. That's how you set up your extensions. So we want to now we'll look for even dollars and whole dollars. If it breaks through that, I might stop at 238. Let's see how powerful it is there. That's a new high there. Let's see what happens. 83, it hit 83. That was it. Stopped at the 80.83. I'm getting ready to reverse, guys. Oop, it hit 89. I'm going to, either way, I want to bank this in case it flushes. So let's look to 238 maybe, or right at this level. Anywhere in here before it drops. I don't want to see it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get back up there. We're looking. I'm just going to take that. So 1400 at 230. What did I get it at? It seemed like I was at closer to 238. But so now I have to manage a bad trade. If this continues to go up, I have to manage a bad trade. So if this isn't going to do a big rejection, I don't have long to mess around here. I've got to reverse, take a small loss, or take a tiny win and just get going long again. So I banked it just so it wouldn't flush down and get me out really quick. I'm just going to take that. So I got it back at 73 here. So let's see if it's going to keep going down. It pulled back off of that. Let's see if it keeps pulling back off of that. So this so far was the first time it turned around. So it did respect this level. So we have to keep an eye on the 23.6 level of the extension, because that did pull it back. Now the other information helped it here. It had to break through this higher band level here. This was the high band. So now we should expect to see the magnet and the bands pull up with the price action and volume action, price volume action, or I'm going to lose faith in this continuing to go long. So we need that to happen to hold this into this sort of void between the two. And sometimes if it works like support and resistance, and the escalator strategy does do that, it might just suck it right to the next level. So let's see. Now we just broke that 5 minute there. Okay. So everybody is saying, hey, we're going long. See all the multi-chart alignment? Everybody's like, the play is up, jump in or stay in. And if you're short, get out, which of course pushes this up. That's how it works. It's just sort of like supply and demand on volume, you know. You just have to look at the indicators, what it's telling us. This is like no-brainer stuff, guys, when you get the right indicators and you start to just spend a little bit of time understanding them. Now, this was a reversal pattern, too, so, you know, possibly, everything's maybe. You might be a winner, right? Nothing's an exact, so, you know, you just always remember that these are just ways to get an edge. And people say, well, what is an edge? Well, an edge is you putting the probability in your favor. That's all. You're trying to get a little bit of the probability, which will always remain a probability. No matter how much of an edge you have, it's still a maybe. But more oftentimes you have the probability in your favor, then the more oftentimes it will, you know, it will go your way. That's all it is. But it might take many, you know, a lot of back testing to prove that out, sticking with a strategy. Mark Douglas talks about that in his book, Trading in the Zone, that the real way to know you're on the right track, like if this escalator strategy is for you, or if the RV strategy in particular is your kind of strategy, you need to back test it with low share size and on a simulator and make sure that it is working for you. Can you play the levels and channels like it describes to do? if you do, I think you'll do pretty good with it. A lot with the open strategy, the 4 different ones that I've been showing here. Look for the playlist, guys, or type in open strategy, or type in RV strategy, and all these on this channel, and all these videos will come up. Although I know a lot of other people are trading both of those strategies as well. Well, I should say those 6 strategies. This escalator makes a 7th strategy. So look at it, just keep going up. So it's really time for this to pull up. I want to see this come up, and I'd have a lot more confidence. But look at this, huh? This is just telling you stay in this move. So we're coming up toward the next level. Nothing saying get out of this move yet. Except that candle. See where it closes. So it's stopping right in the middle here, and it didn't pull up the magnet, so I'm losing a little bit of confidence here. Might be time for a small pullback, and then we catch it going up again. You know that we catch these little things. We try to catch it rather than just ride it up to get the most amount of money. That's what scalping is. You're trying to catch short-term profits and not just ride it one way. There is some logic. You're just sitting in and playing it long, you know, for the whole day, you know, and that can make you money. This will make you more if you do it right, but hit a new high there. 72 punched it. Come on, if it doesn't pull that up. Oh, it is starting to pull it up. Okay, that's good. I'm like, it's got to pull it up soon. Guys, I'm going to reverse right there and try to bank it. There, that's just too many signs. It's a hangman, almost a hangman. And I'm just going to try to see if maybe, and I banked it, maybe if I can catch a little bit there. There it goes. So now I'm not going to hold this very long. I'm just trying to catch one. Each one of these was a pullback, so I decided to try to catch one of these. Seeing, as I was saying, you make more money if you catch the scalps. I was not catching a lot of those scalps, and I was saying to myself, why aren't you doing what you just said to do? So now I'm doing it. Be nice if it went back down to that. This is further. This is a further pullback, so this is good. Be great if it gets all the way back down to that retracement. I mean, that extension level. Wow, it broke the 38. Wow. That was interesting. That looks like that's it. It bumped there. I'm just going to get out there. Seems like it's going back up to me, so I wish I would have caught it right. I didn't actually see it hit the 82 on the market maker. Well, now it's going down again. Okay. So now this is what we call managing a bad position. Now I have $1,000 max loss in my trading plan. Obviously, I don't want to get anywhere near that. The only reason I would hold it is if I was convinced, which is almost a stupid statement, that it's going to go my way. That kind of confidence gets you into trouble, and that's why you set max losses. Those very reasons. Because nobody knows. I don't care what the strategy is or who's telling you, do this and you will absolutely win. That's when you run. You run from those guys or girls. Nobody knows. So again, back to the Mark Douglas, trading in the zone. The probabilities, what is an edge? The edge is maybe information that gives you a slight advantage over time from something you've noticed, read, heard, watched, and you apply it to your own types of trading. And then in hopes of, over many months, it's proving that, oh my God, it is over time. It does make me money. Gosh, if I just would have stuck to what I often it might not make you money because you didn't follow your own advice. I'm very guilty of not following my own advice. Yeah, often will not do exactly what I know is supposed to do, because I'm always trying to push the envelope. Like I'm trying to come up with something that nobody's thought of, trying to come up with another way to make it work better. And with that sort of innovation, like I'm an innovator in trading, I go wrong all the time, but I go right more of the time, thank goodness. But some of that might be luck, right? Let's be honest. But if you take the probability over time, then you have to say, well, you're taking the luck out of it too. So I tell myself, these are the conversations I have with myself to build confidence. But I do recommend that book, because in the end, we don't ever really know. So when you start betting that you really know, you're just asking for it, That's why the people that sell the courses, like, they absolutely know. If they're not selling in those courses, I've only found one so far that sells you more of the probabilities. Most of them sell you, follow this and you're going to be profitable. They don't know that. They can't possibly know that. They don't know it themselves, so they're just selling books, So you're just following a strategy is cool, but all strategies don't work for everybody, right? I mean, guys, it seems to be hitting this level and stopping, so I'm going to play it down again here. And I don't want to make it impossible for people to try. Like, it's so, well, the way he talks, it's like it'll never work. And it's like, yeah, I do talk that way a lot too, but I know that many, many people are very, very successful. It's just don't look for a fast, I follow A, B, C, D, and you will be a millionaire. It's not like that. It's a fight, man. It's a fight. So I'm going to turn right there. It doesn't seem like it's getting all the way to the 17. So this could be, I banked 4K on an escalator strategy. That's pretty good. I'm not 100% sure this is the right thing to do, what I'm doing here, but it could, what? I'm going to try it to see if it peaks up there again one more time. And I captured another $150 or something there. Let's see if it gets back up to the 17 area, 39.17, 39.15. Before, maybe, I'm trying to catch these little ones in here. 8. That was 08. 8. Doesn't look like it's going to do it, guys. I'll take that. What did I get that? 11. So I'm 6 cents away from it. Look at that dragonfly / hangman right there. That is definitely a reversal sign. As it bangs against this line, it lost a whole bunch of people. They're all spread out down here, as you can see from the candlestick. See how it dropped here? So this is a little bit of a pullback, it looks like. So I'm going to play that tiny pullback. But not for very long, I'll tell you right now. Not liking how there's a battle right there with the buyers and the sellers. Should have grabbed that too. I think it was at 300 at one point there. I'm looking at the money too. Like, just try to catch the little scalp right there. There seems to be a tiny bit of slippage, but not much. Now, when you reverse, like I'm doing, which is a pretty advanced way of trading, you get slippage both ways. So it's something you have to consider. There's always some slippage between the spread and how the market maker fills your order. And they're going to make money both ways on you. So remember that. Oh, well, I missed it, man. I should have got it higher than that. Darn it. 50. Now I misplayed that. Okay. It looked like it's bottom. I hit it. I saw it at 61, and I hit it a little bit. I was looking at another indicator, looked over, and the market maker price was what I wanted. But by the time I pushed the button, it was 4 cents, 5 cents higher. Remember, we are riding this up. You don't want to stay in a short position for very long. That's basically or just get out at max loss and not necessarily, you know, reverse every time like I'm doing. So you saw it go to 100%. It just like suddenly flipped around right here, right when I looked again like I am going long, right? Yeah. So it flipped around right kind of where I thought it might. So this mean area here, kind of in between here, this is where it extended down to each of these times. So I'm trying to catch this in between, which is a pretty big run here. 49 cents up to, that's over 50 cent, that candle. Yeah. It says the range right there, 48 cents. If you hold over the candle and look up at the bar, it has your range right there of all the candles, so you can figure that out. It's knowing that there is some price action in that range, you know, so that helps you know if you're kind of changing. This isn't really channel trading, this is trend trading. That's what the Escalator strategy is. The one thing it didn't do is it didn't retest yet, and that could happen in the day, later in the day. The Escalator strategy is an all-day strategy, so you're playing a longer trend, but it could come down, and that's when you'd really want to look for a bounce if it does that, a retesting of the ATR. Another good trade, broke me over my daily goal if I sell right now. This is overall volumes going down, means more slippage for me. There we go. Now it looks like it's going to beat the last volume. There it goes. See, here's the last volume. Here's the current volume. This is a great indicator to have. Now, you can get this information elsewhere. This is just in your face. And this you can't get elsewhere. This is a sentiment within the body of a candle. This column is representing the volume, overall volume in the body of the candle. Of course, these are the bodies of the candles. I don't have anything to reverse off of here, guys, so I would be only looking at the indicators. So let's recap what we've got right here. We've got multi-chart alignment, all says go long. Okay, you've got a scalping indicator that says go long. You have a MACD that says go long. 15 minutes says go long. 5 minutes says go long. The only thing we really could try to do is to, other than just play it long and make money, and that's certainly drama-free, right? It's not exactly entertaining for you guys. Like if I just walked away, let me just rephrase. I would never walk away with an open trade unless I had a plan that, you know, I had a stop loss alarm on my phone or something. But what I was trying to say and didn't say it started off right was just saying, like, I'm very comfortable not being on the edge of my seat and just letting this go and missing a dip or two. I'm not, I feel like overall, until I see some real pullback action, couple, 3 candles, I feel we're just going up. And can we capture these little moves in between or not? That's what we're looking for. Now, this action of this candle is telling me that, and shadow wicks and just overall the movement of it up and down quickly is telling me that there may be an opportunity for a pullback coming up here. So I am looking for it. There it was again. It kind of hit up there and then pulled right back out of 139.70. Yeah, I'm getting ready to pull back here, guys. Let's just see. I'm not going to do it right there. What did I get it at, 59? Yeah, I'm going to actually do that. Now, I banked my over 5, which is what I wanted to do. Last time, right around the middle of these two extensions, it sort of was slowing down, the same kind of thing, and it was taking these much bigger dips. So maybe I can catch a bigger dip here. See how big that dip was? Now, some of that shadow wick is very sensitive here, but buyers did drop off here. And the 5 minutes turning red right now. As you can see, it's the first not total alignment. So we have, whoa, it broke through that level. Wow. So I didn't actually expect it to break through the extension level. This could be the beginning of a much bigger pullback. Let's keep a close eye on this. Excuse me, guys. So it passed its foretelling right there with that shadow wick. So that closed big and red. We have not seen one of those in a long time. So since way back here. Past the even dollar as well, though it seems to be going back up. So if it breaks this level, I'd be more inclined to take the profit from that pullback. But it's dropping off. Man, I don't have a lot to go. In some ways, this is sort of comforting that there's not as much data on the screen for me to try to reconcile in my brain, you know. Oh man, is that it? That it broke to 39. Now I'm looking at the market maker price. And now we have both the 5-minute and the 15-minute are red. And that is telling me do not reverse. 5 and 15, both red. Sellers did go down here though. So conflicting information. It's going to reverse back up. It's going to retrace back up any minute, any second really. So I am going to try to capture as much as I can here, because the seller's volume is going way down. If you look at the scalping indicator, even though it's strong, the volume's dropping. So you have to keep that in mind. Who's going to win out? I'm just going to take it there. What did I get it at? 42? Mostly so I could bank that. That was like a, wasn't that like a $1,300 trade or so? I didn't look at how much. You guys doing, some of you are still short. Yeah, I could have to manage a really bad trade here. It might go down. If it gets down here, I'm going to get out. Or $1,000. So if you look, this is kind of where it was stopping before. It was in this area where it did it before. So other big candle. But I was more looking at the volume dropping there. Then it picked up right when I got out. So that's scary. We have two alignments that are against me up there, the 5 and the 15. Excuse me, guys. Still gotta wake up. Still got a whole day ahead of me. Can happen here. Broken the 6K mark. Heading for 7. But, oh, there we go. Oh man, here we go. I'm getting waves of, I got a good night's sleep too. It just, sometimes too much sleep can make you tired. She's not as busy chatting today, so there's not as many questions with this. Not as many indicators, support and resistance levels to question. You know, we have a few. They've been very helpful with the predictions, this one level. And I'm looking at the even and half dollars as well. And then I'm looking at the indicators, which I put a lot of faith into. Now we have lost our magnet. It's way down here, which would call to go down. And that often happens. This indicator isn't quite as helpful if you're just trending straight up, because the volume can't catch up to the price action if it makes a big adjustment. So it's something to think about. So the sellers went down again. Good news for me in a long position. See how low they are here? See how high this is here? This looks like it's about to make a big breakout. So we wanted to punch through this line. It's already a $400 trade, stepping up, sort of like 3 white soldiers with with restless leg syndrome. I made that up. That's a new pattern. So we got a 5-minute that's green, 15-minute that's still not lining up for the way we want it to be. When that flips green, which probably would mean breaking this level, you might get a lot of people jumping in. You're always battling against the Sith, the dark side of the force. You're always battling against those shorters. Say that. I short too. People they don't look, scalpers don't look at it like they don't believe in the company and its future. They just look at it short-term price action. But if you really shorted a stock, it means you don't believe in the future of that stock, right? That's, wow, that's a big move up. So now it stopped, it capped off up there in a couple of places. So right in that, I'm just going to take it right there. What did I get that at? 38, and I banked over 7K. So that was like a $800 trade. Yep, did that. I shouldn't have done that. It's still going up. Here's the level it was at. So I did do it a little soon. If it's going to stop like a flat top here. Everything's green too, so that's against me. Oh dear. Yeah, I want to get out of this position as quickly as I can and go long. I'm hoping it can be a lesser loss or maybe even green. I'm looking for anything that gets me green here. Any little pullback that gets me green, I want to get out. I'm going to take that. What was that at? 20? I think I made money on that trade. I was trying to hit this 17 and it hit the 26. Everything looks green. I got a little pullback there, just which happens in every one of these candles. But I'm not feeling good about staying short. So I went long, as everything else is saying, other than tiny pullbacks, which I captured a little bit, but it was risky to stay in that move. Always remember, you know, when the trend is moving, that you don't want to get stuck in and watch it go to 200 and 300 and 500 and say, oh, it's going to pull back. And then, no, not if it's trending up. It's less likelihood that it will, or down if you're riding it down. You know, it's less and less likelihood. The longer you wait, the more frustrated you get. Just take the hit. Which you guys have seen me do many times, sometimes $1,000. Just like, get out. You know, it's not going your way. Don't even with the prayer indicator. You're not going to, he isn't going to help you, or she, whatever. They're not going to help you. Them, it, I don't know how to be correct. But yeah, it's always somebody I'm offending, right? That's when I just go, you just keep digging a hole. Just keep digging a hole. Trying to think of that Patrick Swayze movie I liked. Roadhouse. Yeah, where the bad guy sees Patrick Swayze with the other bad guy's girlfriend, and he just says, dig a hole. That was a funny line. It was just, but they're dealing with Patrick Swayze, man. He can take care of himself. He's a badass. Yes, that has nothing to do with trading. Some of you are going to say, just talk about trading, man. It's a lot of air time to cover here, guys, when it's a part entertainment educational channel. So I will, whoa, look at that. Okay, so that's popping up big time. Did you see that, guys? So we finally get to see our magnet again, which is a trampoline springboard for this. Here's the price action coming in over here. So that is telling us that we're in the right position. It is going up, and we want to stay there. We want to stay here. So we'll look for the even dollar or for this level. So if it starts to hit hard against an even dollar and slows down, I might just take some of it at the even dollar and then wait for a pullback. Because I know a lot of other people are looking at the 240 level. That's a pretty strong level, $10 and $1 level. So if I see anything near that, I'm going to grab it. It's been in the 90 cents there a couple of times. That's just the way my mind works, guys. There's a lot of people that just go by that, or already have it preset like 239.95 or whatever to get out of their positions. So they catch it before the 40 hits, you know. Oh, I'm past time. I didn't realize. Okay. I'm just going to take that. Oh, 91. I saw it at 95. 8K. Oh, I didn't get out of the position. Okay. So we are, well, you know what, on the escalator strategy, which is why they're waiving, there is no time limit. You can trade it all day long, which is true. I usually only trade 30 minutes. I don't want to overtrade, at least at one sitting. Sometimes I'll go 30 or 40 minutes or even a little longer, but usually I feel a little decision fatigue that kind of sets in, and then I worry about my accuracy, working. So look at the price action, just literally stopped dead. Or is something wrong with Thinkorswim? No, the price numbers are moving. That's interesting. Seems like it just stopped dead here. The candlesticks just stopped dead there. What's going on, guys? Probably a really good time to get out too. So 39.65. Yeah, no. Oh, it's right in here somewhere. Yeah, I'm just gonna. So I would buy to get out. Oh yeah, it's moving. It's just doing weird stuff. I'm just gonna take that. That was $240. I'm out of the trade at 10:33ish. Yeah, it's still moving. It was just having trouble. Has the volume gone up a lot? Oh Jesus, that's why. Look at the volume going up. My God, is there some news? It's almost 1 million. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That's the Escalator strategy. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up and look for all those links I have. And that's what was happening, my God, which means it could throw this all off. It does that. It just throws it off, like the candle doesn't even close for a couple of candles till it reconciles. When you have that kind of volume, I have no idea what's going on. There must have been some news that just came out. Some of you are looking at that now. That's craziness, huh? Oh my God. Yeah, but yet it's not really moving the price action much. That's where you can really get caught up. It's rolling, Anyway, yeah, it did change candles, but all right, guys, listen, thanks for watching. Be careful out there, trade in a simulator. Always stay inquisitive and go green, and I will see you soon.